Ceramics are often made out of clay, but they can be made of non-metals such as plaster of Paris, glass, and concrete. We tend to think of ceramics as plates, cups, and vases. However, they are used in engineering, including house bricks. Ceramics are even used to make heat-resistant tiles to protect the outside of NASA space shuttles when they re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Ceramics are inorganic and are non-metallic, with the working characteristics varying dependent on the amount of moisture in the material. Ceramics that are moist and wet at room temperature are flexible, with dry ceramics being brittle or crumbly. When ceramics are heated to a high temperature in a kiln, they become very hard and cannot be recycled with water.
Clay is the main material in ceramics, which is dug up from the ground and can be used straight away to make pottery by hand. Clay is malleable and can be moulded when moist. It's hardened by heating to a high temperature called firing. Moist, unhardened clay is known as body clay, and it is sold by weight. Liquid clays used for decorations are known as slip. The properties of this clay can be altered by changing its composition by adding any of the following: bentonite to make it more bendy, flint to make it shrink less when it's fired, or grog, which are small pieces of previously fired clay to make it less likely to crack when it's fired. You can also adjust the amount of water to make ceramic materials that are consistent in quality and plasticity. This is necessary when mass-producing ceramic items.
Common ceramic materials include earthenware, stoneware, and porcelain. Earthenware clays are cheap, easily available all over the world and a red-brown colour. This type includes terracotta clays, which are usually brownish-orange in colour. Earthenware is fired at a low temperature of 10 to 1100 degrees Celsius, making it porous. This can then be made watertight by glazing it. It's used to make house bricks, sewage pipes, plant pots, and some tableware. Stoneware clays are better quality and heavier clays than earthenware and are often used for tableware as well as in industry and the arts. Stoneware is whitish in colour and is often glazed to improve its appearance. Stoneware is fired at a higher temperature of 1280 degrees Celsius, and once fired, it is watertight and has a glass-like appearance.
Porcelain or china clay is a bright white and harder clay that does not scratch easily. It is used to make porcelain for quality tableware and ornaments. It is fired at a higher temperature of 1400 degrees Celsius, and the resulting item can be translucent or opaque depending on the makeup of the clay used. Once the porcelain has been fired, it's tough and has a smooth, shiny surface. Porcelain is difficult to handle and is therefore used mainly by experienced potters. Fired ceramics usually need a glaze to seal the surface. A glaze is a thin, shiny outer coating. The glaze is applied and the item is then refired to harden and seal the surface and give it an attractive look. Glazes can be coloured or transparent, and the exact colour depends on the mixture of chemicals and how they are fired. You can also underglaze by adding a decorative pattern to the surface of the item before glazing. Different patterns and effects can be achieved by firing in different temperatures and conditions. Raku is where the ceramic is removed from the kiln whilst it's still hot to give a cracked glaze effect. Pit firing gives interesting markings to the surface by being fired in a hole in the ground and sprinkled with dry pigments to get the pattern. Sagar is when the item is fired inside boxes called sagars that are filled with combustible materials that make random scorched patterns.
Other materials can be used to make ceramics as well. Glass, produced from silica, cement, made from limestone, and plaster of Paris, which is made from a soft mineral called gypsum. Plaster of Paris is white and produced by mixing gypsum powder with water and left to set, creating a solid but easily scratched material. This can be used for sculptures, or you might know it for making casts to fix broken legs and arms. Concrete is a grey, hard material that is made from a mixture of cement, water, sand, and crushed rocks known as aggregate. Concrete is used for foundations, floors and walls in buildings. Glass is made by melting sand with other materials. Glass is smooth, hard and transparent and used to create bottles and windows. Ceramics have become a designer material as their properties can be changed by combining materials during production. For example, beryllium oxide-based ceramics have a very high melting temperature, so can be used in nuclear reactors. Because of this resistance to high temperatures without melting, ceramics are also used in spark plugs in cars and light bulbs. Aluminium oxide and boron carbide make ceramics really hard, making ceramics suitable for use in armoured vehicles. Ceramics are also good electrical insulators, so they are used to separate electric power lines from the pylons.